Hello! About a month ago, I ran a special poll in my community tab over 7 days where we all voted on a new character design in celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers. And now, finally, the video has arrived. Sorry it took so long. But anyways, for those that missed it, the final prompts for the character design ended up being someone who's tall, medium-length hair, is an angel, has tattoos and piercings, likes dark academia style, and is a baker. If you think that's an interesting mix, you're not alone, because I wasn't sure where to take it at first. I thought, dang, I would have never come up with this combination on my own. But it does make for a cool character. So, while designing the character, I thought it'd be cool to make him the new channel official mascot guy, so I wanted him to turn out really nice. While I was designing the character, even though the initial starting ideation process was a challenge, once I got to actually designing him, I found a design pretty easily. It helps that I knew I wanted him to have that baker apron. Since he's a baker, it just made sense that he would wear one. And I thought mixing that with the dark academia would be harder, but actually I just used a pretty standard dark academia outfit and threw a baker apron on top, and it looked quite nice. You may be wondering where his tattoos are since they're not obvious, and only after completing the pose did I realize you can't even see any of his tattoos in this specific pose. So I'll just say right now that he does have a tattoo on each wrist of a star, and he also has a tattoo on his chest. Maybe in some future drawings I can show it off, but for now you'll just have to trust me that he does have tattoos. I realized too late that you can't even see them in this pose. Now, the hard part was definitely the coloring. I always find the coloring part hard, but even more so this time. Since he's an angel, or at the very least part angel, I thought maybe I'd go with more angelic colors, but those go like completely against the dark academia coloring, so I wasn't really sure which direction to go in. If I did too much dark academia coloring, I felt like his angel side went missing, but if I did angelic coloring, I think the dark academia vibes got lost. And this is why this video is actually late, because this took me way longer than I thought it would. But eventually, I finally decided on a color scheme. For his outfit, it uses typical dark academia colors, but for his jewelry, eyes, and hair, I used more angelic colors. I think what really helped pull it all together was the idea to add angel wings. I thought about adding a halo at first, but I wasn't really feeling it. But after I added wings, I think it helped bring it all together, and I'm quite happy with how it ended up. I've even thought up a small story for him, nothing detailed yet, but I'm thinking something along the lines of being an angel that runs a bakery and uses his wings to help him get around and deliver bread. Actually, the poll that voted for his job, it said chef or baker, but I thought the baker concept was more fun to play around with, so I ended up going with the baker idea specifically. After designing the character and choosing a nice pose that I thought suited him, it was on to the final parts, and that's the channel overall. Now that he's a mascot, I wanted that to be obvious and give the channel a facelift. First, I redesigned the banner for YouTube. This is often the hardest, just since there's so many cutoff points depending on what device you view it from, so you kind of have to keep that in mind when you're designing it. That being said, I really just kind of designed it with the desktop version in mind and kind of ignore like everything else. So if you view this from the TV, you'll just kind of see like this really small bit where it says the text and his drawing, and everything else will just kind of be blank. There'll be nothing there, but it's fine because I don't even think people see like the full banner from the TV that often anyways. But anyways, I made what I guess could now be considered a logo, following the same way I often design my text in my thumbnails. I actually got a comment recently by someone saying that they knew it was my video from my thumbnails, so that was super cool to hear, because making consistent thumbnails is kind of hard. But anyways, I added the new upload schedule to the bottom, and I knew I wanted a list of the videos I make, so that way when people come, they can also just see in the banner, they'll see the exact type of videos I make. Thankfully, it fit perfectly on the left side, and to keep the bakery theme, I listed it off like a menu, and honestly, I really like this name. I think this is so fun to play with. Once that was done, it was onto designing everything else. For the profile icon, I just used the face from this drawing, so that was nothing special. I didn't really do anything else. But I also needed an end card and an intro card. For the intro card, I separated everything and did a simple animation in CapCut for it. But then for the end card, I stuck with the original layout for where the links go, but changed the layout of everything else. I think because of the placement in the end card with where his body is and then where the video will appear, it'll look like he's showing off the video from his plate, which I think is pretty cool. At least I'm hoping that's what it looks like. That was my intention. I also added the logo back in, as well as a little to-do list, which I thought was just kind of like a little fun thing to add, subscribe, comment, like, whatever. I see sometimes YouTubers include that on the end card, sometimes it doesn't. I don't even know if it really does anything, but I just thought it matched the vibes, so I added it. Lastly was my favorite part, and that was the opening of the community tab announcement, which is right now. So on YouTube, you can open up your community tab for others to post as well, and I got access to it not too long ago, but I didn't want to just open it randomly. I wanted it to feel a bit more special, hence why I waited for this character to be done. So, including in this video, I also made a special post that makes it look like we're hiring for the bakery. I think it's a super fun thing we have going on, and I love it. And you are now all my official bakers. Your tasks are to make cool art to share with everyone, and also to continue to vote on all my polls. And also, before anyone asks, you are free to make fan art of literally any of my characters. I do not care. I love fan art. It's amazing. So I know some artists don't like people making fan art of their characters. I've only really ever seen it like once or twice, but I know that exists. So don't feel the need to have to ask me if you can make fan art on my characters. Yes, you can. I would love to see your fan art. If you ever make fan art, please post them in the community tab. I want to see it so bad. But anyways, that's it. I'm looking at the script length for this video, and it feels so short, but I don't know how people write multiple pages of things to talk about every video. Seriously, how do people come up with so many things to say? But if you like this design and want to see more of him, make sure to subscribe and head to the community tab to hang out with everyone, make some posts. He doesn't have a name yet, but there will be a poll going up tomorrow to vote on his name. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments now, and I might include them in the poll. But okay, anyways, bye-bye.